Welcome to Trash Talk, a podcast by Zero Waste Canada. I'm your host, Alistair McCallum. I moved to Canada in 2017 from England, and I've since held a variety of roles in the waste industry, and currently sit on the Zero Waste Canada board. On this podcast, we will dive deep into the world of zero waste and the circular economy, speaking with change makers who are helping to lead us to a more waste-free, sustainable planet. Okay, Trash Talk is back again. We have a great guest lined up. Tell us who you are and what your kind of connection to the waste industry is.
All right. My name is Ishrat Tajani. I work as the Sustainability Benchmarking Manager at RTS Recycle Track Systems. How I'm connected to the waste industry. Honestly, it started from a values place. It just felt like a more responsibility to me. I've always cared about the environment. But what really clicked for me was realizing how much waste is actually preventable. When I got exposed to the waste industry first, I saw how broken and inefficient some of our systems are, unfortunately, but also an opportunity to fix them. And that's what kind of pulled me in. At RTS, I get to sit right in that space between sustainability and operations. So I get to work with clients to understand what they're actually throwing out and then help them basically improve it in a practical way. And I think what keeps me engaged is that you could actually see the impact. It's not abstract.
Yeah, great. Was there one moment that kind of sparked your waste interest then that kind of you were like, yeah, I want to fix this specific thing, or was it kind of a broad range of things that you were seeing and wanted to make changes to?
So I did my postgrad in sustainable waste management. So I was in school doing this, and then I got this really amazing opportunity to intern with a small municipality north of Toronto. Um, and I was a recycling educator there. I used to make videos, educate residents, make videos around how composting works or how a digester would work and what goes into the recycling program and what is not accepted. And I think when I was doing that, I understood a lot about the waste systems, how people reacted to me educating them, and then how I felt more connected to the industry as well. So I think that was the stepping stone, really. Yeah.
Yeah, and so what other roles have you had in waste? Could you kind of dive into more of your past experience too, and kind of what you've done in waste to date?
Mhm. So I have worked a broad range of, I've worked with a broad range of things. I did some research when I was in school. Like I said, I did an internship with a municipality where I did videos and educated people at the landfills. I was managing hazardous waste drop off at one point. Then I started working with a consulting company, and I used to do waste composition studies for larger municipalities in Ontario. I worked with City of Toronto, York Region, Niagara Region, City of Hamilton, really gross residential audits. But when you look at the reports and when you look at the findings and how big of an impact you can make and your recommendations can make, it's all worth it. All the
Mm.
gross stuff is worth it. And that led me to my role with Recycle Smart, now RTS, where this is more of a role where I get to do some of the on-site work and then I get to manage some of the things. I do a little bit of consulting. I do waste studies. I meet with clients. I do a little bit of education. So yeah, broad range of things.
Yeah, you mentioned kind of getting hands-on with waste, as well as kind of being a face for it with clients, and then doing data work too. So let's dive into kind of the hands-on aspect a bit more. So what trends are you seeing with clients with their like waste composition that would help them kind of become more zero waste, or what are you seeing on the ground there that is like making the most impact for you?
I think there are a few things that come up over and over again when I go to these different sites. Um, First one, the big one, obviously, is contamination. So most places that we go to, they think they're recycling well, but when you actually audit the waste, there's usually a disconnect between intention and behavior. Another huge one is food waste.
Mm,
A lot of what we see could be composted, still ends up being in the landfill. It's actually really sad to see on a personal level.
mm,
Um, and if I talk about the shifting of the trends, there has been a real shift towards data. So clients just don't want to do better anymore. In the past few years, um, they want to now understand their numbers, track progress, do year over year benchmarking, and make better informed decisions based off of that. Um, and the last piece I'd say is behavior.
mm.
More and more, what we're seeing is that even the best systems and the best infrastructure don't work if people aren't really engaged. So, ongoing communication, tenant education, employee training, all that are becoming really important if you're going towards circular economy or zero waste. Yeah, so the trends are shifting for sure.
So you mentioned being in the field and working with clients on waste audits.
Mhm.
So what are some practical zero waste methods you're implementing to help achieve, yeah, more zero waste initiatives and reduce food waste to landfill, for example?
I'd say, according to me, the most effective strategies are pretty simple. They just need to be done well. Things like clear, standardized signage, making sure your bin setup actually matches how people use the space, and focusing on high impact materials like organics or paper really helps. But what really makes the difference is consistency and follow through. If you have the infrastructure, but you're not following through, your employees aren't trained, that usually doesn't work, in my opinion. And that's what I've seen in my experience.
Yeah, great. Yeah, lots of impact can be had from, yeah, bin placements and signage, very simple things, but if they're
Mhm.
in people's faces more and they see them more, they'll likely behave in a different way, you know. So yeah, good points there. Let's speak about tech then. So how are you using tech to help achieve those aims of, you know, zero waste, diversion increases?
Mhm. So RTS is a tech-enabled sustainability company, and RTS adds a lot of value on the technology side. We're bringing visibility into waste through real-time data and reporting, so clients can actually see what's happening and manage it proactively. We have a live dashboard on our website where you could go see where your diversion rate is at. You could see pictures from the sensors that go into the bin. That's a part of the RTS smart infrastructure, the Pelo sensor. It's a bin sensor that would track your fill levels. And another really cool reverse vending machine that's also a part of our smart infrastructure is Cycle. That encourages people to recycle properly. It's a fun little reverse vending machine that we have at our gaming stadiums and some of our office buildings as well. Um, so I'd say it's not just about waste collection anymore. It's about using data and technology to change behavior and improve outcomes. Um, and that's starting to get recognized more broadly because RTS was recently named one of the Times top green companies, which really speaks to where the industry is heading.
Yeah, it's really great to hear of all this tech coming into play in the waste industry
Mhm.
now and clients using it more and more.
Yeah.
Definitely is having an impact on seeing what's in bins, even like you were saying before, and then data helping clients make decisions on, you know, what the best initiatives are and so on. So yeah, great to hear that that's happening and recognition's coming your way too, which is great.
Yep.
Wondering if you could speak a bit more on the data piece and you mentioned clients are asking for it. Do you see things increasing year on year in terms of diversion and zero waste goals? Are they actually looking at data and using it? to really move things forward to get those high diversion rates? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, people are more sustainability focused. You still see a little bit of greenwashing here and there where people claim to be green, but they aren't really green. But um, the trends are changing definitely. Like I said before, they just don't want to do it because it's the good thing to do. A lot of this is now connected to ROI as well. So if you're able to prepare a good case study or a business case, and you're able to make your client understand that by putting Pello in your bins, you're saving so much on your hauling costs, that would also encourage some of the clients, right? It's not just about being green. So I think RTS does a great job in that way where sustainability, operations, technology, all of that kind of comes in together. And it's leading the industry in a way because not a lot of hauler companies or waste broker companies are leading with technology. So I think
Mm.
RTS is in a really good space there.
Yeah, it's a good point on cost savings because zero waste and cost savings do match up quite well. If you're reducing your items on site, your waste items on site through procurement even, your cost to remove them via waste bins
Mhm.
is cut, right? So if you're, yeah, looking at zero waste holistically and removing waste items through your organization, then
Mhm.
your spend is reduced in different aspects. So it makes sense, which is
Yeah.
great. And yeah, tech
Um,
can be leveraged to look at options and opportunities to implement those cuts.
Yeah, definitely. When I first came out of school, I looked at this as just the good thing to do and like something that you would have moral inclination towards. But when you look at large corporations and municipalities and you look at their budgets, um, the economic aspect plays a really large role. So if you could tie them together and show real-time data, that helps a lot of people make like
Yeah.
quicker decisions or um, make informed decisions, I would say.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, what I lead within my job is data improvements and cost savings as like the main factors, and then the bonus of that is less waste and more zero waste philosophy. So I don't
Mhm.
mention those things all the time, but I say, hey, here's a great idea, let's save money, and that gets people's heads turned very quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I like doing. Like day to day of my work is like, hey, yeah, here's these cool ideas, here's these cool tech pieces coming out,
Mhm.
reduce waste and save money as well. So yeah, anyway,
Yeah.
wanted to yeah kind of close off here. You mentioned before you're doing lots of waste audits and being in the field. So what is the one waste item that you've seen that you would like to remove from Earth completely? And you can't say coffee cup. It's been said before on the podcast. You can't say, yeah, coffee cup. Anything else is free reign, but that's the one thing you can't answer with.
Okay. Sounds good. I was not thinking of coffee cups. The first thing
Okay,
that
good.
comes to my mind when you ask me this question is actually organics and food waste.
Yep.
Um, I think it's such a missed opportunity. Every time I see it in the garbage bin, it just breaks my heart. It's preventable, and the environmental impact is significant because of the methane emissions that are caused when you put your organics into the landfill. Um, and the good news is that the solutions already exist. It's just about implementing them properly and getting the right people on board. And in my opinion, I think the biggest shift that we need to make is seeing waste as something that we could actively manage and not something that we just throw away. Um, because once you have the right data, the right systems, and the people engaged, waste becomes a really powerful opportunity to drive both environmental and operational impact. And that's the direction where this industry is heading. At this point, I'd like to say if anyone wants to learn more about what RTS is doing in this space, I'd point them towards rts.com. I think it's a good way to see how we're combining operations, sustainability, and technology to improve waste systems. Yeah,
Awesome. Yeah,
that's,
lots of great takeaways there and some positive thoughts to end on. So yeah, we'll finish up there and thanks for your time again. Great to speak with you today.
yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Thanks.